Okay, welcome back, everybody. Been a while since we've been putting out videos, but I'm trying to get back up to speed. And this is something I've been on the to-do list for a little bit, and I wanted to feature it on a video. This is the Cutaway 1911 that Chris built. Chris is a contributor over here at the John 1911 website. He's a gunsmith, and he's been getting into doing some cutaways. And a lot of people are not sold on cutaways because typically every cutaway I've ever run into has to be transferred as a real firearm. And also they tend to be at least as expensive as a regular gun, if not more expensive. So for example, in this gun shown here, this is a Rock Island Armory 1911. So it's not like it's anything, like some Colt or whatever, pick your whatever brand or flavor that would upset you on some gun form that you cut it up. So it's kind of a good learning gun or a throwaway gun. And what Chris has done is he's gone through, not only has he had to purchase the gun, and then he had to go through and he had to map out how he was going to do it, cut everything, and then he had to come through, refinish the gun, and then highlight where he cut. So you can see, for example, he has, let's see, this probably didn't have a guide rod in it. The spring in this is pretty strong. So you can see how it unlocks. You can see the light here. You can see if you can see, I don't know, and you can see and get the sear to light up. You see the sear nose right there? Oh, gotta hit that grip safety. So this is in the SIG P320. And then you can watch how it half cock, full cock. And then, so you've got a window into the gun. He's even cut a channel to show the extractor, which I don't think I've ever seen most cutaways do that. He shows where the link, the guide rod and the link interface, even cut away to show the spring and the plug. I thought that was pretty interesting. On this side, he has cut away the plunger tube for the safety and the slide stop, which I thought was pretty neat. I mean, a nice little touch. Most people don't really worry about that, but he went ahead and did it. Also, on these, he's cut the grips on this side so you can see, inside the gun. And even if you lift the grip panel off, you can get a better view of what's going on. And then what he has done is he has also cut away the magazine. So just very interesting. You can even see, like even from the top side, with these lights in this camera, we're going to see if we can't do this. From the top side, he's cut it so you can see the firing pin and firing pin spring, and then how it interfaces with the firing pin stop. Like, he's gone pretty far and pretty deep into this. Let me go. I guess I should say this because there's a lawyer in every comment section. This gun is no longer safe to fire. It is still legally a firearm, but if you fire this, look, you can do anything once in life, but you're not going to be firing this gun. So why would you want one of these? Well, two reasons, I would think. The first one is you're getting into building, guns, like building 1911s in particular, and you want to see how things interface, and you just don't want, like, maybe you're trying to fit the the hammer hooks and the sear, and you're instead of doing also all by feel, you can literally cycle it, and you can watch it. Come into place and be like, oh, I should hit this angle, or maybe I should round this, or maybe do one more degree. You really get into some of the angles and the roll triggers and all. Again, if that's what you're into. The other reason why you may be interested in one of these would be, for example, the latest dramas with the SIG P320s, M17s. Maybe you want to see how the inside of your gun works, because there's the great debate as to what's happening inside of certain guns, where with cutaways, that is not a debate. So I think Chris did a good job. And look, let me mention this. This gun had to be totally refinished. Chris parkerized it. I think it came blued from the factory. Dude, this park job you did on this is gorgeous. I love this. I love parkerizing because I'm pretty hard on guns, like actually working guns. So, parkerizing is pretty forgiving, and it's easy to reapply if you want to do that. So, having this great parkerizing on a gun that's going to end up in a case, in a display case, here at the John 97 range is pretty interesting. Look at this. He's even, attention range Nazis. This gun is unloaded and doesn't function. I'm going to have to point it 180 degrees. He's even cut through the grip safety so you can look inside to see a little bit how things are interfacing in there. I mean, Chris has done dynamite work on this. So, and he's been teasing me because I think Chris has basically got the hook in my mouth now. He has found a good use for the 45 gap pistols. He's thinking about doing the Glock cutaways. And he even sent over a photograph yesterday. There was a quote. It was a picture of a J-frame revolver. And I think it's one of these Airlight, Air Scadnium, whatever guns. One of these guns where they're so light they crack. And I guess if you crack those frames, there's not a whole lot you can do, at least maybe for most gunsmiths. So his thinking is every time he runs across one of those with a cracked frame, he might start doing cutaways on revolvers. So, dude, I got the hook right in my mouth. I'm loving this kind of stuff. So, go to the website if you want to see any more stories or pictures or links of stuff like this or cutaways. And that's at the website, john997.com. That's JOHN1911.com. Remember, it's all about shooting guns and cutting up your cutaways. Everybody, have a good day.